We've all seen the headlines. A teenager turns $500 into $5 million overnight. A digital picture of a monkey sells for the price of a mansion. A new protocol promises to replace the entire global banking system. But behind the neon lights and the to-the-moon rocket emojis lies a cold, mathematical reality. Cryptocurrency isn't the future of finance. It is a masterpiece of psychological warfare, a regulatory black hole, and a negative-sum game designed to strip wealth from the many and give it to the few. Today, we aren't just looking at the crashes, we're looking at the mechanics. I'm going to prove to you that the entire industry is a structural scam. The primary argument for Bitcoin is scarcity. There will only ever be 21 million. Proponents call it digital gold. But here is the first lie. Scarcity does not equal value. I can create a unique digital file of my own breath right now and limit it to one copy. That doesn't make it worth $1 billion. For scarcity to matter, there must be utility. Gold has utility. It's used in electronics, jewelry, and dentistry. Real estate has utility. You can live in it. The pivot. In 2009, Bitcoin was a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, but it failed as cash. It was too slow, too volatile, and too expensive. So the narrative changed. When the currency part failed, they rebranded it as a store of value. Visual. A stick figure trying to buy coffee with a giant heavy gold coin. The coffee is $5. The fee is $50. The figure size. If you buy a share of Apple, you own a piece of a company that makes iPhones and earns billions in profit. If you buy a house, you can rent it out. These are productive assets. Cryptocurrency produces nothing. It doesn't have cash flow. It doesn't have customers. It doesn't have earnings. The only way you make money is if you find someone, a greater fool, to buy your digital entry for more than you paid. But it's worse than a Ponzi scheme. In a classic Ponzi, the money just moves around. In crypto, it's a negative-sum game. Miners/stakers, they must sell coins to pay for electricity and hardware. Exchanges take a cut of every single trade. Billions of dollars are sucked out of the system every year just to keep the lights on. For you to win $1,000, the community has to lose $1,000 plus the cost of the electricity and the exchange's private jet. How does the price keep going up if no one is using it? Meet Tether, USDT. Tether claims every stablecoin they issue is backed one-to-one with US dollars, but they have never had a full, transparent audit. Whenever the price of Bitcoin starts to tank, billions of dollars in Tether are minted out of thin air and used to buy Bitcoin on unregulated exchanges. This creates wash trading, artificial demand that tricks retail investors into thinking the market is healthy. It's a house of cards built on unbacked digital dollars. If Tether fails, the entire market vanishes overnight. But the technology is revolutionary. Is it? A blockchain is just a slow, append-only database. Decentralization? 0.01% of Bitcoin holders control 27% of the supply. A few mining pools control the network. Trustless? You have to trust the code, the exchange, and your own ability not to lose a USB drive. If you get hacked, there is no undo button. There is no FDIC insurance. In the real world, centralization is what gives us 1-second credit card transactions and the ability to recover a lost password. Crypto gives you the responsibility of a bank with the security of a casino. The most cynical part of the scam is the claim that crypto helps the poor. They call it financial freedom. In reality, they're offloading their bags onto people who can't afford to lose. We saw this with the collapse of Celsius, Voyager, and FTX. People lost their life savings, their kids' college funds, and their homes because they were told a stable protocol could give them 20% interest. True financial systems have regulations to prevent 1920s-style bank runs. Crypto marketed itself as the future by recreating every mistake of the past, just with faster computers. Crypto is a brilliant scam because it uses the language of revolution to hide the mechanics of exploitation. It preys on our distrust of institutions and our very human desire for a shortcut to wealth. The blockchain revolution has been coming soon for 15 years. In that time, we've seen AI, mRNA vaccines, and reusable rockets change the world. Crypto has only given us faster ways to lose money. The next time someone tells you a digital token is the future, ask yourself, who is the product? And if you can't figure out where the yield is coming from, it's coming from you.